Go. What's on your mind?
Okay, let's keep studying for core practice exam of EPA 608. I'm in the escogroup.org, so let's try it. Number one, the chlorine in CFCs and HCFCs will dissolve in water, will not dissolve in water, will rain out of the atmosphere, is heavier than air, and cannot rise to the atmosphere. That sounds wrong. So will not dissolve in water, right? Because it's chlorine.
Right. Chlorine in CFCs and HCFCs won't dissolve in water. It stays in the atmosphere because it's not easily removed by rain or other processes. The correct answer is will not dissolve in water. Want to go over why the others are wrong or move to the next question?
Yeah, why are the others wrong?
Sure. Let's knock this out. Chlorine from those refrigerants doesn't dissolve in water because it's trapped in stable molecules. CFCs and HCFCs aren't ionic like table salt. They just float up there. Well, rainout is off too. Chlorine doesn't wash out easily since it's not water soluble, and bonds stay intact high in the sky. Heavier than air? Nope. These compounds are lighter, so they rise into the stratosphere where UV breaks them down, releasing chlorine. Can't rise? That's totally backwards. They're designed to stratify up high. Make sense? Next one?
Okay, sounds really good for the atmosphere.
Cool. Glad that clicked. Ready for the next question, or want to dig into anything else from that one?
Okay, which international agreement or treaty regulated the production and use of CFCs, HCFCs, halons, methyl, chloroform, and carbon tetrachloride? Kyoto Treaty, Montreal Protocol, Council of Nicaea, Treaty of Ghent.
The Montreal Protocol. It's the one that specifically phases out those ozone-depleting substances, like CFCs, HCFCs, halons, methylchloroform, and carbon tetrachloride. Kyoto's all about greenhouse gases, and those other treaties don't exist or don't cover this. Next question?
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Um, so they treat the production and use of CFCs, HCFCs, halons, methyl, chloroform, and carbon tetrachloride, right?
Yep, exactly. The Montreal Protocol regulates the production and use of all those CFCs, HCFCs, halons, methylchloroform, and carbon tetrachloride. It's the go to treaty for ozone protection. Feeling solid on that? What's next?
HCFCs contain hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine, and carbon.
Right. HCFCs break down differently than CFCs because of that hydrogen. In the lower atmosphere, hydroxyl radicals can snag the hydrogen, turning HCFC into less harmful compounds before they even reach the ozone layer. CFCs, no hydrogen, so they cruise up untouched until UV light zaps them. Makes the phase out easier with HCFCs. Anything unclear?
So, which one's better for the atmosphere? HCFCs or CFCs?
HCFCs. They're less damaging because the hydrogen lets them break down in the lower atmosphere instead of drifting up to shred the ozone layer like CFCs do. But neither's great. HCFCs still deplete ozone a bit, so they're just a transitional step. Ready for another question?
Okay, silicon elastomers for use in seals and gaskets are not compatible with which refrigerants? HCFCs, CFCs, HFOs, HFCS.
HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons. Silicon elastomers like Viton or Buna N can swell or break down with HFCs over time, while they handle HCFCs, CFCs, and HFOs better due to chemical stability differences. Test the material's compatibility if swapping refrigerants. Next.
That was wrong, apparently. It's HFOs, not HCFCs. I mean HFS. HFC.
HFCs, Yeah, you're right. Silicone elastomers aren't always great with HFCs either, depending on the blend. Some like FKM work, others don't. Basically, always check the spec sheet.
Okay, so for silicone elastomers, for use in seals and gaskets, gotta use HFOs, right?
No, steer clear of HFOs with silicone elastomers. They can cause cracking or degradation fast because of the fluorine reactivity. Stick to stuff like HCFCs or CFCs if you have to, but really, go for EPDM or Viton rated for your refrigerant. Got the next one?
What the hell? I'm in the ESCO group practice exam for core, and when I pick HFOs, it says that it's correct. Silicone elastomers for use in seals and gaskets are not compatible with which refrigerants? HFOs is the correct answer. So, what's going on? Like,
Ah, gotcha. Total mix up on my end. Yeah, for the EPA 608 core, it's HFOs that silicone elastomers straight up can't handle. They swell up and fail quick with those low GWP refrigerants. HFCs are usually fine, but HFOs? Nope. Thanks for the correction. Keeps me sharp. What's the next question?
okay, so HFOs and silicone elastomers, not a good combo, right?
Exactly. They don't mix. Silicone gets mushy or brittle around HFOs, so use fluoropolymers instead. Onward?
Yes. How much can a person be fined per day per violation for knowingly releasing a regulated substance that violates the Clean Air Act? 25,000 bucks? $44,000? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a hefty hit up to 44,000 bucks per day per violation for knowingly venting under the Clean Air Act. The 25 grand's outdated. Ouch, right? Next one's gotta be lighter.
Okay, a refrigerant cylinder designed to hold the recovered refrigerant has a yellow body and gray top, gray body and yellow top, green body and yellow top, orange body and gray top. Which one?
Gray body and yellow top. That's for recovery cylinders under DOT rules. Makes them easy to spot from liquid cylinders. Next.
So what's the difference between a recovery cylinder and a liquid cylinder?
Recovery cylinders, like that gray body, yellow top one, are built for refrigerant techs to pull refrigerant into, so the fitting's on the bottom, valve flips open, and you don't slosh it around when you're hauling. Liquid, that's for shipping big volumes, like virgin R410A or R134A, usually silver or orange. Fittings up top, and yeah, if you tilt it, the liquid will blast out and wreck your gauges. Think of it, one's for grabbing, others for giving. Cool?
Gotcha. Which of the following refrigerants has a JWP closest to 1? R22, R134A, R4110A, R410A, R1233CD.
R1234YF, that's closest to 1, with a GWP around 4. R22's 2000.
Hey, wait a second. The only options are which of the following refrigerants has a GWP closest to 1? R22, R134A, R1233C as in zebra, D as in Denver.
R1234.
There's no R1234. Oh yeah, there is. R1234. That doesn't exist here.
Between those four, R22, R134A, R23, and R1234. It's R1234. GWP of 4. Yeah, closest to 1. R23 is 37. R134A is 1400. R22 is 1800. Sorry for the slip. Got ahead of myself.
What is
Next.
a GWP?
GWP is global warming potential. Basically, how much a refrigerant heats things up compared to CO2 over 100 years.
Yeah, that
CO2
was
is 1.
wrong
So
because R dash 1233ZD is the right answer, apparently.
dang, yeah, R233ZD is the winner, with a GWP of just 1. Super low impact. I must have misheard the option as R123. That's got like 77. My bad on that slip. Keeps us both learning. What's next?
Okay, so what's the GWP for R22 and R134A and R410A?
R22 is 1810, R134A 1360, R410A is 2875. Big numbers, why they're getting ditched fast. Need more on those?
Gotcha. Which A share E classification means slightly flammable? A1, A2L, A3, B1.
A2L, that's slightly flammable, low toxicity, burns slow enough not to explode. A1's non-flammable, A3's full-on fire hazard. B1's like toxic gas, but not a